Cottage cheese recipes are out of control. Seriously, they're everywhere. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Pinterest. From dips to salads and even ice cream. It seems like cottage cheese is like the meta ingredient. Well, today I'm gonna test a cottage cheese recipe that's so strange, I would be absolutely shocked if it actually worked. Because it's pizza. And no, I'm not talking about using cottage cheese as a topping. I could get on board with that, I think. This recipe uses cottage cheese as the crust. The actual pizza crust is made out of cottage cheese. Why? And how? Well, I found this recipe on a Pinterest board, which linked back to the original website called pinchmegood.com. This recipe is called low-carb cottage cheese pizza crust, gluten-free. Is it too good to be true? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, we've scrolled down here. Ingredients for cottage cheese pizza crust. You only need 2 main ingredients. That's it to make this incredible pizza crust. I added some extra flavor with some seasoning to make it even more delicious. So here's what they're saying you need. Cottage cheese, eggs, salt, Italian seasoning, and garlic powder. There's no flour. Okay, now what I will say is eggs are a binding ingredient. You can use eggs to bind things together almost like a glue, but it's not the same as a flour, right? Using flour is really gonna create a sticky dough. I just don't know how this is possible. Okay, and then it tells you how to make the crust step by step. So we're gonna mix the ingredients together. We're gonna get a baking sheet, looks like some parchment paper, and then just make the dough on the parchment paper. Okay, they've got their own pictures here of before and after. I mean, it held together. For sure, it held together. That actually doesn't look half bad. Let's go to the kitchen and figure out if we can make this thing. All right, let's do this. I've got the instructions written down right here. We're gonna make the pizza crust first. I've got all the ingredients. We've got cottage cheese, eggs, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and it said Italian blend of seasonings. I'm just gonna add some dried basil, thyme, and oregano, and we'll call it good. The first thing it said was to preheat your oven to 350, so that's going right now. And in the meantime, you're gonna get a baking sheet and some parchment paper. By the way, throughout this video, if you happen to hear crazy music in the background, I live in a very small town in Portugal, and they're having a festival today. So, amazing. So get some parchment paper down here. So the first thing we're gonna need is 1 cup of cottage cheese. I live in Europe, so it's all in grams, so I'm gonna actually have to take a 1 cup measurement and do it that way. And yes, I know, this is ghetto, okay? It has a broken handle, but you know what? It still works. Okay, so that's 1 cup cottage cheese. Then we're gonna add 2 eggs, half a teaspoon of garlic. It says a 1/4 teaspoon Italian seasoning. So I'm just gonna add a pinch of oregano, a pinch of thyme, and a pinch of basil. And finally, a pinch of salt and pepper. And now I'm just gonna take a fork and whisk it all together. And according to this recipe, this is now going to be your pizza dough. I just don't understand. And now it says pour the cottage cheese mixture into an even layer in a circular or rectangular shape onto the lined pan about 1/4 inch in thickness. I want to make a circle pizza like a normal person. I have no faith that this is going to be able to stay in any kind of circular shape. Maybe. Let's see. I'm just gonna pour it real slow into the middle. Yeah, it's running all over the place, guys. And the cottage cheese is all clumped up. Oh my God.
Blend it.
No, it doesn't say blend it. It does not say blend it. It just says mix well. It might have said blend it in like the details, but in this printable recipe, it doesn't say anything about blending it. Okay, this is gonna be our pizza crust, guys. If you hear the snoring in the background, that's Winston. He's our pug, and he snores very loud. Winston, get it together. You're ruining my video. Next, bake the crust on the middle rack of a preheated oven for 35 to 40 minutes until golden and set. Once the pizza is done, remove it from the oven, let it cool for 5 to 10 minutes, then we can actually make the rest of the pizza and then put it back in the oven. All right, I'm popping this in the oven, right in the middle, just like it says. And we're gonna leave that in there for 40 minutes. So while the pizza crust is cooking for the next 35 minutes, I'm gonna take this time to make my pizza sauce. A lot of people buy pre-made sauce, totally fine, nothing wrong with that. I kind of do things a little bit different. I buy just a tomato pulp just by itself, nothing in it. And then I add a few things. I add onion powder, garlic powder, basil, oregano, some pepper, and a little salt. That's it. That'll work. Okay, timer just went off. It's been 35 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh, okay, it is. So it's set. It's golden brown. To me, it's almost as much an egg crust as it is a cottage cheese crust, because that's what's set when we cook this. That's literally what is creating the crust, is the egg cooking. So I don't know if you want to call it a cottage cheese crust, egg crust, whatever. It just doesn't have any flour in it. But what I want to know is the underside of this crust. It's super thin. It's really, really thin. I don't know if we're going to be able to even look under this. Let's see. Let's see if we can fold it back over. Okay, it's pretty much cooked through. What I wanted to do was lift the crust off of this baking sheet and put it on an actual perforated pizza cooking sheet. However, it's just too soft. I'm worried that it's gonna fall apart if I try to do it. So we're gonna leave it on the baking sheet. You want buffalo mozzarella, the big round ball chunk like this. And all you're gonna do is place it vertically on the cutting board and just make some nice thin slices that you can put over the pizza. Just like that. That's it, super easy. So now we're gonna take the pasta sauce that we made earlier and put it on the crust. For me, one common misconception about making pizza like this is people think they have to add a ton of sauce and cover like every square inch of the pizza. It's just not true. You don't wanna overdo it because that's all you taste is the sauce then. You wanna taste everything in the pizza, the crust, the toppings, everything. So it doesn't have to be like a ton of sauce on your pizza. And now we're just gonna place those big pieces of mozzarella across the pizza. Just like that. It's perfect, guys. Now, one thing that I personally add to my margarita pizzas, which technically doesn't make it a margarita anymore, but that's a whole other story. Prosciutto. I love putting prosciutto on this pizza. To me, it's just a great flavor. You can't go wrong. So I'm just gonna lay out some pieces of prosciutto around the pizza like this. Now, the one ingredient that we didn't add that we have to add to make it a margarita pizza is fresh basil. You gotta have fresh basil, but you don't put it on now. Do not put it on before you put this in the oven, because it'll just fry the basil. You wanna put it on at the very end, right before you take it out of the oven. So we're gonna place this right back in here for another maybe 5 to 10 minutes. It's gonna be good, I'm telling you it's gonna be good. I don't know about the crust. I can't comment on the crust, I've never had it, but the pizza itself is gonna be good. Okay, so now we're at the stage where it's almost done. So we're gonna pull this out. We're gonna leave the oven on, pull this out. Then you're gonna place your fresh basil around the pizza. Doesn't have to be a jungle of basil. Now we're not done yet. There's a couple other secrets, okay? Take a little olive oil, just a little bit of olive oil. Spread it across just like this, just a little bit. And then grab some Parmesan, or even better than Parmesan, Pecorino, but I don't have Pecorino. Pecorino is better because it's saltier, but Parmesan will work fine. Take a little bit of Parmesan and just grate it right over the top. Little extra flavor. That's it. Now pop that bad boy back in there for like, literally like 2 more minutes, that's it. Okay, 2 minutes is up. We're gonna turn the oven off. We're gonna pull this out. Oh, baby. And there we go. There is our margarita pizza ad prosciutto. I mean, it looks okay. The crust is gonna be weird. The crust is gonna be super weird. It looks like it's cooked through, but it's like an egg. It's like a scrambled egg crust. I don't know how that's gonna taste, guys, but the top looks good. We're gonna cut this baby. We're just gonna leave it in big squares. The bottom looks kind of spongy, like an egg, literally like scrambled eggs. And I can see the chunks of cottage cheese in there. There's our piece right there. We're gonna give it a shot. I mean, okay. I've come to a conclusion. It tastes great. There's no complaints. There's nothing about this that's weird or disgusting or a texture issue or like that. There's nothing weird about it. It's not pizza crust. A big thing about pizza that gets me excited, at least, is the crust. A good crust makes the pizza, to me. You don't have that with this. If I was just looking for a low-carb option, I would just rather not do it at all. Okay, if I want pizza, I'd rather just do a normal pizza with a normal flour crust. Or a gluten-free flour crust. I think, personally, a gluten-free flour crust is better than this. But overall, we made this video just to see if this crazy recipe would work, if it's functional, and it is. So I can't throw too much shade at this person for creating this recipe because it works. Thanks for watching this video. If you want me to make other weird cottage cheese based recipes, just let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.